change is a good thing. Now, I would love to someday see, as they did in the 90s and or late 80s with Wally West taking over for Barry Allen as the Flash, to eventually see Dick Grayson take over for Batman, or even Tim Drake take over for Batman. But people are resistant to change. And I'm going to say something that's going to be quite probably off-putting to a lot of people. I like the idea of a female doctor. Whoa, calm down, everybody. Calm down, sit down, simmer, okay? I'm getting to a good point here, and maybe we should all try something new. Okay, thank you. Yeah, see, changing up characters is a fresh idea, a good idea for fresh starts, for fresh ideas to old programs, to long-running comic books, to TV shows. Sometimes you need some new blood flowing through the veins of a show that's getting old, or a comic that's been around for almost 70 years. Sometimes change is needed, and it's good. Not like what Marvel did with diversity for diversity's sake. If you remember the all-new, all-different Avengers, where it was just a hodgepodge of the diversity rainbow. Not that I'm against diversity. I don't want it. We don't need it forced. It should be flowing and natural. First, you got to figure after 12 incarnations, eventually one's going to be a female. They already did the story of a bad regeneration with Doctor Number 6. It's time they change things up and switch it around, and we'll see where it goes. And personally, I mean, this is a picture of her right here. Now, I'll tell you what, I like her style quite a bit. I mean, I like the long coat. The long coat's great. I always like the long coat, okay? I mean, I wear long coats because I think they look cool. But this one's more reminiscent of the length of it to the ankle, to about the ankle, is reminiscent of the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, one of my all-time personal favorites. I even have the audios. Love David Tennant. He's my favorite outside of Tom Baker. Secondly, the coloring is kind of like the 5th Doctor's cricket jacket, which, again, the 5th Doctor was one of the better ones. Coming up Tom Baker, he did a splendid job taking over the show. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the boots are very reminiscent of Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, who, not one of my personal favorites, but everyone seems to love Matt Smith. I don't get it. I don't know. I won't understand it. My daughter adores Matt Smith. She thinks he's the end-all for all the Doctors. Now, on top of that, her sweater, if you look at her sweater, it's very similar to the Tom Baker scarf from the 4th Doctor, which, again, I own one. And yes, I do wear it during the really cold months of winter. Don't judge. And then the suspenders and pants are again, they're very reminiscent of the 2nd Doctor. This the cosmic hobo, as he was called. And frankly, I like the idea of throwing all those little shout-outs into her outfit, because it gives you a bit of the familiar with the taste of the new. I mean, look at this. Even the TARDIS, if you look at the TARDIS here, the TARDIS itself is similar to the one they used for the original series with the black sign in the front there. But that's the thing. People are resistant to change. That's what I was trying to get at in the beginning. I don't understand why we're so resistant to change. Change is good. It will eventually make for a better show. And just the other day, they released the new logo. Now, I don't know about you. I will have the, if you look over to the, over here, above my hand, I'm holding up the video that they used to introduce the new logo. Personally, I like it, and I hope this video is actually in the part of the opening of the show. I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, they even have the new poster I'm holding over here of the silhouette of the new Doctor with the new logo. I think the logo is actually quite perfect, and I do think that change is essential to keep a long-running thing going well. Like I said, DC Comics can learn from it by having Batman maybe change from Bruce Wayne to Tim Drake or Dick Grayson. You know, maybe when Vince McMahon steps down, the WB might get a little bit better because there'll be new blood flowing through Triple H's running. If you've watched NXT and you watch WWE, you'll know the difference. You'll know who's running what, because McMahon has lost his touch. He needs to step down. But in the end of the day, we need change everything needs change. Nobody's getting younger, but the younger are getting older, and they're going to want their own heroes. They're going to want their own TV shows. They're going to want their own wrestling. You name it. I mean, you don't see 60, 70-year-old baseball players still playing baseball. No, the younger generation steps in. They make the sport their own. They make the teams their own. You know, there are other things you can't replace. Yeah, there are things you can't replace. You could not replace Frank Sinatra. There's only one. You can't replace the Beatles. There's only one. But that's the thing. They're the things you don't need to replace. You need to start, everyone needs to start accepting that maybe, just maybe, it's time to let entertainment companies change things. Who cares if there's a movie coming out and you have Clark Kent being Superman? If your Superman or your Batman is different in the films, make them different in the movies. It's time for all of us to slowly let go and let change happen. Again, I'm thanking you. I love that you guys come to visit when you do. Please help out my small YouTube army. I will have more details on that in the future. I'm really hoping that, you know, maybe you could share my video, you could like it, you could subscribe yourself. If you're a new visitor, hello, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, as always, welcome back. I'm glad you actually came back to watch one of my videos. It does my heart well. But again, like, share, subscribe, and please, and then for the name of entertainment and it getting better, please accept change. Thank you. Have a great evening. That